I see my dream. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I grew up on 116th and Moore, and that's right off Halsted. Halsted was like the main street we ripped and ran on. That was like, it's crazy because that street Halsted goes from all the way in the south suburbs, all the way to Chicago Heights, all the way to North Side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a vein that runs through the whole city. So being that I grew up off Halsted, you know, it was like a big thing when I was a little boy. And like mom would be like, man, stay up off Halsted, run up and down, it's too big, you know. And I was always trying to get to Halsted. So at the end of the day, once I started rapping, I really started with Mikkey. Mikkey is just what my mama called me. But it's like no idea. Was like, man, you should really kind of add something to it, you know. And I'm like, man, I really be like, man, well, what street you grew up? I grew up on Morgan, but I'm like, man, nah, Morgan, man, we're gonna do Halsted, because Halsted just means something important for the city as far as, you know, from the north to the south. Like it runs through the whole city, so I just, no idea made me put that in there, but it was a good thing that I chose Halsted.
I represent the ghetto, senator of the slums, the same land Larry Hoover ran is where I'm from. I never let it define me or what I could become.
I was over there when the folks was still at their peak, so it was it was a hellhole, really, you know. Just to be real, it was an area called Ragtown, but it was a fun experience at the same time. It was like I really we played 3 sports a day before we really got to gang banging heavy, and everybody was, all of our parents and aunties and uncles kind of, you know, got into drugs and got hooked on crack, and all of that exploded. Like I came up in that era, so I saw drugs and gangs really tear up something that started off beautiful in a close-knit community, and I just really saw firsthand what crack cocaine does, you know. And so it actually wreaked havoc in my household, so personally. So at the end of the day, it was a good experience. I learned a lot, but it was a hellhole. But it was similar to growing up in the hood anywhere in the city of Chicago, or really in the hood anywhere in the country or world per se.
Push my agenda to the masses, praying they see the truth through them poverty tinted glasses. As I open the scrolls,
my music influence came mostly just, I grew up when hip hop was really new and young, and it was KRS-One and Rakim and all of them, and it just made me, at that time I didn't know that I was going to be a rapper. I just loved hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So I never forget me hearing Tupac's Violent for the first time, and how he was political with it. Ice Cube really influenced me. So it's like, man, taking those influences really affected my life. And all of a sudden I know I was freestyling and battling in the park, and people in my neighborhood was like, hey, I was the guy in this neighborhood. We would go battle somebody in West Pullman, or we'll go to Ada Park and we'll battle somebody. And like, I was the little guy from Ragtown that was really good with the words, you know what I'm saying? I think I won my first rap battle, like, man, maybe I was 6th grade, you know, 6th grade at one of my buddy's birthday parties, and that gave me the confidence, and seeing how the little girls reacted, that made me want to do it even more, you know. So, you know, I've been not influences, early influences, but really Nas, Jay-Z, KRS-One, Ice Cube, and Tupac. It's like, really though, I ain't gonna lie, Nas and Tupac personally kind of out of peak. Well, Cube too, I can't lie. Death Certificate probably was an album that changed my life, because I learned so much from it. It's like he taught me a lot in a way that KRS-One did, but even in a more gangster way. And it left an imprint on who I am as a person and who I am as an artist.
Let me hear you talk to me.
To understand Mikkey Halsted, you gotta understand where I started. I started with Kanye. Man, I was the first artist the first rapper that he signed. So I was with Kanye, we did a demo, and all of a sudden just started taking the city by storm. It was in everybody's car, it was in all the little shops, and all of a sudden, Cash Money Rough Riders came in town, and some of the street guys that my cousins was affiliated with, they got my CD to Cash Money today, and all of a sudden it was just crazy. He called me about a week later, like, man, I got Baby on the phone, he want to talk to you. He said he ain't been playing no other CD for the last week. Man, everybody know your shit word for word. We gonna come holler at you. I'm like, man, I sent Kanye down. And so, because I was signing Kanye, I'm like, yeah, go see what they talking to. That really ain't our style of music, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't what I was listening to. But Kanye was listening to it more than me, to be honest with you. I wasn't really familiar with it. I ain't never bought a CD of theirs. I was familiar with Juvenile and BG, and that was cool, but that really wasn't. I was more into I was in the Nas, J Pop, Big, you know, I was into all of that at that time. So, the next thing, one thing led to another. I ended up going down there, and basically it kind of gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. Gave my sister the same deal that I got. I didn't have a lawyer present. I was young. I was in college playing ball at the time, and just about to graduate. And it was like, man, my family was kind of going through so much turmoil, and it was like everybody was looking at me like to kind of be a savior, and I really just jumped out my body and did something I really shouldn't have done, feeling like I was going to save my family and put us in a better position. But you know, it did for the short term. It did, and I came out. You know, I used that money. My sister used that money, saved my mama's house, help her, help several family members, but at the end of the day, musically, it wasn't the right decision. It's like, you know, I don't consider myself one of those preachy rappers, but Nat Turner was my first rap name, actually. You know what I'm saying? It was Nat Turner first, because like, I got into a revolutionary mindset from reading the autobiography of Malcolm X when I was about 12, 13 years old. And from that point, I've always just been in tune with the struggle and the people, and that's something that intrigued me. And then I read about the story of Nat Turner, and I felt like, man, it should have been really celebrated more. I always felt like, man, you know, they portray us as so docile as black men, and at times, like, I watched these slavery movies, I'm like, man, it's all of y'all brothers in the field, you know, and there's one dude with a pistol, and y'all got all these garden equipment, and y'all can't, somebody might get shot, but man, y'all ain't gonna rush the master and get up out of that jam. Like, man, you know, I understand it was bigger, because where do you go? You understand it's a white dominated world, but as a kid, that was always my thing. Like, man, why wouldn't we willing to die for the freedom? And as I get older, I kind of understand the plight a little more, of compromising and hoping that something's gonna get better. But you know, I do consider myself a militant MC. You know, militant street wisdom is what I've branded my music since I started. And it's something that I always try to put medicine and chop it up in the food so people could digest it better than just me trying to force a pill down their throat.
Never let them kill our dreams, our pain.
Can't believe my eyes, don't believe the lies, all is mine.
Man, and I mean, the internet, you know, it's kind of crazy. When I came at a time where it was just common and twisted, and to get a record deal after Common and Twist and you had Infamous Syndicate with Shauna, we had Cat One that signed to Motown, and then it was me. So wasn't many of us with deals. And to actually get a video and actually come out, you know, videos wasn't like that. You couldn't buy, 5D or 7D. Like it was videos with $30,000 to get shot, and it was film 16 millimeter, 32 millimeter. So it was a whole different game, like to get on BET or get on Rap City. The difference is just they got more opportunity to really express their craft and show what they do to the whole world, you know. So it's like our generation was Count from LEP, and it was Bum J, and it was Sly Polaroid, and it was like me, and it was Lupe Fiasco. All of us, Kanye, all of us were the next crop of rappers. And so to see a lot of us make it and at least make their mark one way or another, it's a good thing. And I see the youth and I try to guide them to take advantage of their opportunities and to use their voice, not only to just get attention, but also to say something to the kids that you influence, and so your peers that you influence. So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, mama was a dime piece, daddy was a G. Uncle sold the little white girl by the key. Uncle got popped, not a fridge.
I didn't get into the executive side and actually like helping produce stuff until much later. Like that's kind of like what I'm doing, and that's why I'm taking it now. It's like that's what I want to move from just the rapping side to the executive side and kind of help build new talent. I've been around some of the best producers and executives in the world, from Kanye to Jermaine Dupri to the guys over at Cash Money Records to, everybody, you know what I'm saying, No ID especially, is one big mentor of mine. So I've been around it and I've been just growing with it and seeing where the music takes me, and I feel pigeonholed into one area of the entertainment business or another. I signed Herbo about 3 years ago to my new record label, Machine Entertainment Group, and he's looking at the Chicago scene. I was looking at everybody real early before they all got deals, before Keith got a deal, before Dirk Reese and all that got a deal, and I saw her and I knew, I felt like he was the one. I felt like he was special. I felt like he could rap good enough to articulate the plight of the youth, and that he had that Tupac kind of charisma at an early age, and I felt like if I could get in and kind of help mold that, I could take it to the next level, and it's been working well. I know you see him developing, taking him to the next level, and he's taking his craft serious. He got a chance to be one of the best.
Biden left his ass with no weight. I'm part of a new generation that really don't generate nothing but more hate.
Kid named Skinny out of Minnesota, and so, I really want to build a Midwest label, and so Chicago and beyond. Like, it's crazy that Chicago hasn't had any independents like Rockefellers and Death Rows, and you know what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy to me, like you cannot say your city is really on the map if you don't really have successful independent labels. So you got LaFace, you got So Def out of Atlanta, you got everybody with a label in Atlanta and distribution from Jeezy's label, whatever. But in Chicago, we don't have any of that, So I want to put the city on the map. New Orleans had 2 major labels, so it's time for Chicago to put their hat in the ring, and for more people like me to try to say, listen, let's cultivate this young talent, let's help each other, let's get on the major scene. Instead of just shipping all of our talent out to the majors, let's build something homegrown that these kids can be proud of, and they can come holler at us, and we understand their struggle, and we really feel what's going on in the city because we here. So I'm trying to make Machine that first independent major label here to really make that stamp, take an artist from here to the national stage and be successful at it, and hopefully open the door for many other labels to come right on our coattails.
Damn, this devil's strong. Look, Satan, I cast you out of hip hop in the name of Yeshua. Be healed, be restored to the days you were.
Because it's like we always are at other people's mercy that's not from here. And so, like, man, I saw Twin the other day, and it's like, man, we have so many. Like, Tree is one of my favorite artists. It's like, at the end of the day, we have to get a do-for-self mentality where we show that we can actually be profitable here ourselves, and then everybody is going to come. The majors going to come with money and infrastructure to help push it to the next level. But we got to stop waiting and just go and build it. And so, Herb is coming out with an album late summer, early fall. major or no major, and we don't sell records because it's set up for you to do that, man. And once we sell records and prove our theory, then we'll be in the driver's position with all the leverage in the world to do what we want to do. And I think that's just, we got to keep do for self mentality.
Men use me to find women, women to find men. Child predators to commit the most unthinkable sins. I give
oh man, work as hard as you can, be as humble as you can, put the best product that you can afford to get out there to the people, and start with your community, your people, and develop your buzz. Let it develop naturally. If it's good, people gonna find it. It's the internet age. The only thing is, you have to mix the old school with the new school. Meaning, okay, everybody could shoot a video, but that means it's millions of videos for people to sift through. So how do you break through? So you gotta find a way to separate yourself so that you can break through and keep at it. And like, man, if you like me, find a backup hustle, because it's 1,000,001 rappers. So at the end of the day, have a backup plan, and have the plan be in place. You don't want to be working at something and then you don't have any options if that won't work out. So you just want to be able to have as many options as you can, so that you can be a positive member of society and have different revenue streams and ways to get money.
Abused women use me to vent, I'm intervention. Corporations use me, pit me out and abuse me. They get more and more.
Project coming called Bulletproof Dreams that I want y'all to check out. So it's coming soon. I'm about 90% done with it. And it's like, man, I didn't hang up the microphone, but I just wanted to develop her and develop these other artists and get them to a certain point where now I feel like the time and the space and the energy in the world is ready for me to come with what I need to come with right now. So Bulletproof Dreams on the way. Halsted. My city, my dream.
Think about it. Wanna take a wet weed. Take a look behind the scenes.
Yeah.